What's going on, guys? It's James here, or ThnxCya, and welcome to some Modern Warfare 3 content. And I've got something today I think you guys will find interesting because I'm going to be talking about the notion of how we play and how we experience the games we love, and how much of that is influenced, I suppose, by the things we see and by the things we hear on YouTube. And I'm going to be talking about elements of hearsay, word of mouth, ripple effects throughout the community, as well as, I guess, placebo effects. And I'm going to be using Modern Warfare 3 as the example here. So, yeah, I've got some gameplay to match. This is actually a 28-1 TDM on the map Village, so I hope you guys enjoy that. But, yeah, I think the main topic of this commentary is going to be about overpowered guns, which is always a very, very highly debated aspect of any new game release. I think, regardless of the shooter, no game is going to be perfect upon release, and, depending on community feedback, it's then up to developers to buff and nerf whatever guns, kill streaks, perks, etc., over time. But I do think that the kind of notion of overpowered guns is always very prominent in Call of Duty releases, and this is nothing new. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I wasn't a massive player of the slightly older Call of Duties, but I think in Call of Duty 4 it was the MP5 that might have been classed a little bit overpowered, as well as in World at War I think it was the MP40 with the Juggernaut perk, because you kind of turned into a bit of a tank. But definitely in Modern Warfare 2 it was the UMP45. In Black Ops it was the AK-47U and the FAMAS. But here's the thing. On my sort of initial watching of YouTube videos, Modern Warfare 3 YouTube videos, I definitely saw and read and heard a lot of people saying that the Type 95 assault rifle was the most overpowered gun in Modern Warfare 3. Definitely initially upon release, that was the case. I guess my kind of question to start off this commentary really is, do you genuinely think that that is the most overpowered gun in Modern Warfare 3? Because I definitely think that my multiplayer experience is very different from what I hear and what I read, and this is definitely not a rant video or anything, but I think that if I play core game types in Modern Warfare 3, and I'm talking TDMs and free-for-alls, probably about 50% of the kill cams that I watch are people killing me with the PP SMG. And I'm not saying it's an overpowered gun, but I'm saying that it's certainly a very powerful gun, which is why people use it. I think that's fair to say. And I definitely think that it's the most powerful SMG available, because I believe with the rapid fire attachment, it definitely outguns the UMP45, as well as I do think it has the edge on the MP7. However, I do think the MP7 is slightly more reliable at longer range because it has quite, less recoil. However, where is that line between a gun being classed as overpowered and sort of newbie and it getting that kind of negative criticism, as opposed to a gun which is classed as powerful but professional and, like a beast gun that people should use because it's really good? There's always that kind of line, I guess, where certain guns get bracketed in one way and other guns get bracketed in another way. And I do think that's very interesting as a kind of talking point, because I do believe that, especially for the YouTube gaming community, a lot of it has to do with the stuff we hear and the stuff we read and the stuff we discuss about. And I do think that, big influential commentators do have a massive say on how people experience their games. I mean, I definitely have done it in the past where I've watched a video where someone said that this is a great gun, and I've gone on, Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2 or whatever the current game was at the time, and I've tried it out for myself because I wanted to see if they were, true or false, or what my kind of experience is of that gun and my opinion of it. One example that I'd like to use is actually by a commentator called Sandy Ravage, and I'm sure you know who he is. He's a very famous YouTuber, a brilliant YouTuber, famous for the Duke Nukem sounds and the rock and roll and stuff. But yeah, he's a great commentator, and he's known as like a really beast player. But he made a video around a month ago where he was talking about the Akimbo FMGs, believe it or not. And yeah, he was saying how he started using these guns and how they were a real sort of breath of fresh air for him, and how they were really making him enjoy Modern Warfare 3. Going through a period where he wasn't really enjoying it, they really made the game enjoyable for him. But, roll on a month or so, these FMGs are now regarded as probably the most overpowered gun in the game, and a lot of people are getting very, very frustrated when people are using them and subsequently killing people, with them. And especially on YouTube, I think if big commentators use those Akimbo FMGs, they'd attract a lot of negative criticism. So it seems very strange how, like, at some point guns aren't classed as being overpowered, yet roll on a month or so they ultimately become, you know, a focal point of a lot of attention. But having said all of this, I do think that this kind of debate is always very healthy for a game. Especially with the Call of Duty thing, and especially in this YouTube community, because, I mean, can you imagine a world where there was no debate and no argument and no opinions, and everyone just watched a gameplay commentary and were just like, oh yeah, I agree, fine, good commentary, good game? That would be boring, and that would ultimately, I think, be negative for a game and its development, because, you know, I think without the discussion or whatever, games would become stagnant very quickly. And I do think that as long as people are having these discussions and having opinions on the games we play, games like Call of Duty and this YouTube community, it won't die, and it will constantly become, you know, a place of discussion and a place of enjoyment. I think that's really, really important. And, you know, trends like this can be found in everything, really. And I do think that a lot of it also happens, you know, I mean, the example that I've noticed quite a lot recently is a lot of people were really excited about Modern Warfare 3 upon release, and a lot of people had a lot of negative criticism to say about Black Ops. But a few months into Modern Warfare 3 being released, a lot of people are saying that, you know, Black Ops was the best game and how they don't like Modern Warfare 3 anymore. And I do think that a lot of this is down to, you know, what we see and what we read, our experiences, and a lot of it is hindsight as well. I think, you know, the kind of notion that you don't know what you've had until it's gone, I guess, and you experience something but it might not be to your taste, so you go back to something else in the past that you've previously enjoyed, and you've realised that it was pretty good all along. But yeah, I'd really love to hear your opinions on that. As always, guys, it has been a pleasure. So yeah, thanks and see ya.